There comes a time in a man's life when it's not just about telling the truth. No, you dick. Shut up. Look at it, Barney. Right, we're going to try and do this. Hello. Today is a happy day in Britain. Do you know why? Because it was payday for the masses. Payday for the masses is a happy day for many in Britain. We thank the God for granting us the government by which we can survive on humble needs, requirements and certain upgrades which allow us to truly feel the divine nature of what it is to live in peaceable England. One of the most fond utopias of spirituality in the universe, known universe. Let me just illustrate how lucky I am as a quasi-alcoholic. Not actually an alcoholic, because I'm not an alcoholic. I just like to drink a lot of lager. I never touch the spirits. That's a fast word. I hate spirits, they're poison. But beer is fucking great. And I'm not too much of a fan of wine either, because it makes me a bit psychotic, especially the red. A bit too strong, tastes like shit. White wine, yeah, that tastes like shit as well. But all alcohol kind of tastes like shit. But beer, if you can get your palate around it eventually after many years efforting, it isn't totally shit. It's like pop for grown-ups. And it's really, and the effect you get, if you don't, unless you overdo it. When you overdo it, you well, no nonsense. That's not IQ. That's not intelligence. That's not demonstrating to the people what it is to exist and holy finery of substance and whatnot. That's gobbing into the puke of your own deranged mania and then yakking over a park bench and thinking you're having the time of your life. But today, because I can still elucidate eloquently and talk specifically about certain issues, I am having a very excitable time in my fridge. You see, thanks to the glory of being paid, I have bought some beers. And I am so happy to be in ephemeral momentary abundance of my modicum of needs. It's so special to be happy in the country that you live in and want to see do well, right? Because it doesn't always happen for the manic depressives, the schizophrenics, the neurotics, the hateful, the weirdos, the completely deranged, the poor, the homeless, lots of them, right? And this is why the British government are actually heroes at the moment, right? I know there's a lot of flack against, what's his name? Keir Starmer, right? But I'm not complaining. I'm not a rich man. I depend on the government to exist. So that's why I'm not complaining. Because I don't bite the hand that feeds me. In fact, I'm going to snog the hand that feeds me. Because I am a lucky boy. In that I'm still alive and I'm feeling quite chipper. And I got some shit. And I got a nice place to stay. And I'm so thankful for all of it. I could cry. And this is why I hate politics. Because I don't want to get into politics. I just want my needs. I don't want to lead a revolution. I don't want to invade a nation. I don't want to wipe out huge amounts of strange people. I don't want a war. I don't want any of that shit. If anything, I'm an independent, solipsist divinity who loves a bit of writing poetry and books and listening to music, who are all musicians are much better than I am. I am not a musician. I only attempt music, but I am not a musician. If anything, I am Star Guru from Planet Orc. But nonetheless, we are here. That was ORC, not ORK. I'm just talking shit now, but it was going well so far. And I would just like to illustrate the importance of your excellence in maintenance of civility and modernist struggle against the powers of the enemy that we all share. Let's not go into the details now, very grubby. Lots of bang bangs and whatnot, explosions and foreign fields and lots of people dying, limbs exploding, everyone dead, blah blah, ghastly. All because of cultism. So, when you extract yourself from any cult, it doesn't matter what it is. There are cults in Christianity, there are cults in Buddhism, there are cults all over the place, right? But when you stand in your own fridge with a beer on a day like today, which has been lovely, well then, what is there to complain about? Am I doing any wrong sitting in my fridge with a beer? Or standing by my fridge with a beer? I'm not sitting in my fridge with a beer. I'm sitting. Very silly. But no, I feel I'm getting better and better all the time. Yes, I am a legitimate schizophrenic. But I tell you what makes me happy. There is two things that make me happy. The wife. Well, no, not the wife. I once married Karen Cronenberg when I was really pissed. I don't like getting that pissed, but I did think about marrying. Well, I kind of did marry Karen Cronenberg in the jest. And we're still happily together. But the reason the ladies don't really want to get with me is not because I'm skinned. It's because I've got a diminutive penis. And they like it large, generally. But not too large. You see, there's a cut-off point. Oh, that sounds bad. Women like Goldilocks theorem of the phallic length for a penis. Right? Ideal length is between about 6 and 7, 8 maybe inches, I think, for them. I think if we're going to be happy and lucky about scenarios, I personally am under the weather, but thank the Lord. This is a subject going around at the moment, by the way, on the internet, because I read an article, I read the meme about an article about this, and I'm not going to go read a whole article about it unless I have to. But apparently there's thousands of people suffering in silence because they have a micro penis. And I share this pain so much for 51 years. And according to some sources, I'm not even too overly small. Right? I have managed to make girls orgasm, which is great. I even have a kid, which is awesome. She's the best. She's a genius. She's going to change the world. That's why I came into this world. To create her. So the next generation will have a light of divinity among it too. The light of intelligence of God transmuting through our conduit souls as we stand in the fridge doing the best thing you can ever do to enjoy yourself, which isn't standing in the fridge but is having a beer and a smoke and then musing on the cosmos and the intergalactic nature of the universe, which is humongously, vastly, gargantuanly, inexplicably out there real. And they're watching us, man. I know they're watching us because I've been witnessed. I've witnessed two higher beings of light angels. I've made a film about it. No one watches it. No one cares. They're trying to silence me. They're trying to blacklist me because of my views and beliefs. But I know there's a higher power because I've been met by two angels, higher beings of light, and they don't want me smoking in bed. And I haven't smoked in bed since 2012. And I will never do smoke in bed again because of them. I don't think they're so oppressive that it's a blanket ban on smoking per se. We have freedom under God and consciousness. And this was a long time ago. I wouldn't still be alive now, probably, if it wasn't for them. Right? Whoever they were. They didn't give me names. I don't know who they were. But they were active, real, sentient light forms which came down and met me. Due to a long-winded process involving ash on the keyboard lip of my computer and then taking... Oh, long story. The point is, I think the reason I understand why they came is because we are being observed by beings out there of incredibly unknown light, shall we say. Unknown sentient life forms. And they did come. And that means this universe is in part an photonic, holistic environment of intelligence. And I don't know yet scientifically how one can have sentience without a body, but having witnessed what I've seen, there may be forms of doing it. I don't know how it's possible. I don't know how it's possible. Maybe, I don't know how it's possible. I'm completely flummoxed. And this is why I'm on benefits with schizophrenia to some extent. Because everyone thinks I'm just fucking nuts. Talk shit, which I don't. You just don't understand. And things I know of God are impossible to understand scientifically with my understanding of scientific knowledge. Currently, we've got to go on. And one thing I think will be useful to think about is light is information. Close your eyes, you see phosphenes, okay? Concentrate on those phosphenes. They're the red and yellow lights and green that you get flitting in the black of your closed eyes, right? If you concentrate on the light behind the black, right, with your eyes closed, really focus on a phosphene, it'll develop into a visual. Bet you didn't know that, did you? I worked that out myself. I've never heard anyone explain that to anyone else ever. So consider this a world first, gentlemen and ladies. Let's ride the phosphenes. We got this. Peace out. Peace forever. Love if you're lucky enough.